Hey Michael, my workout's going really well so far.
Oh, that's awesome. You want some chocolate? You earned it.
I don't know, I just worked out and I don't want to undo everything that I just did.
You sure? Not even one?
Oh, that's true. I mean, it's only one bite and I did work out a lot, so yeah, I'll try some. Why is it that when it comes to sticking to your healthy diet, you can't go on longer than 3 days without caving into some sort of sugar craving? How is it that when it comes to weight loss, some people are so disciplined and they're able to stay motivated for months and years and for the rest of their lives, while other people struggle and can't maintain a new habit for more than a few days or a few weeks? As a woman who's run over 40 races, including half marathons, full marathons, and ultra marathons, I wasn't always this way. In fact, there's something I did that helped me create discipline not only around my fitness achievements, but also around eating sugar-free and flour-free. And because I have this sort of discipline that I've developed, I've been able to eat sugar-free and flour-free and alcohol-free since 2018. If you want to know my secret for discipline and how to create this discipline around weight loss, watch until the end of this video to find out my top tips to create self-discipline for weight loss. My first tip is you don't negotiate with your brain. Disciplined people are decisive. Once they've made a decision about something, they don't entertain any other alternatives. Someone who's not disciplined, on the other hand, will say that they want to do something, but when it comes time to actually do the thing,
they entertain other options.
They start to think that they could do something else, or it's okay to not do what they planned. They are indecisive. And the reason why these people do this isn't because they're weak-minded or that something's wrong with them or they have a personality flaw. It's only because they have impulsive emotions and thoughts that come up that either they're not aware of or they just don't realize that they're acting on these impulses that are coming up. And when these impulses come, especially emotions like feeling bored, feeling tired, feeling stressed, when these sort of impulses come up, it will cause you to want to negotiate with the original decisions you made. So the secret to being disciplined is learning how to be very decisive about the choices you make and learning how to not negotiate with that brain that wants to keep changing its mind. An example of this is, think of a toddler that's in a candy store that wants to eat some candy. But a mom just doesn't want to give the toddler candy, so what does the toddler do? The toddler just decides to throw a tantrum in the middle of the store. And so now you have this toddler crying in the middle of the store, throwing a tantrum. And the parent here, the mother, has two choices. The mother can either allow the toddler to cry, even though it's really uncomfortable, but just let the toddler cry and still not give the toddler candy. Or the mother could give the toddler candy and it will probably make the toddler stop crying, but it will teach the toddler that anytime they're in the candy store and they throw a tantrum, they're gonna get candy again. So we do a similar things with our brain when we learn how to be decisive. When you decide what you want to eat ahead of time, especially healthy food, most likely that healthy food will be it'll be a little bit more bland. It probably won't be as exciting as like something you eat at a restaurant. And so when you eat this less than exciting food, maybe this more bland food, your brain is gonna throw a tantrum. And so if you want to be decisive, you have to practice letting yourself sit in that discomfort and letting yourself hear your brain throwing a tantrum. Your brain's gonna give you all these thoughts. It's gonna say, come on, like let's just have one bite, it's okay, you need to relax. You're gonna hear all those thoughts and you have to learn how to sit with those thoughts without acting on them. This is really similar to meditation, where when you're meditating, you practice the skill of just watching your thoughts come and go, just like as if you're watching clouds floating in the sky. That's how I want you to think about it when it comes to being disciplined around your food. When you are eating the healthy food you plan for yourself and your brain has all these thoughts about what to do and all these cravings, you can just notice the thoughts, you can observe yourself going into this tantrum mode, and you could notice that you don't have to fall into it. You don't have to actually act on those thoughts. So that's a skill that comes with a lot of practice. So give yourself some grace when it comes to learning it. But the more you practice it and the more you let yourself just notice the chatter in your mind without acting on it and just like observing the thoughts as they come and go, and you sit with that discomfort, you'll be able to tell your brain, hey,
we don't eat off plan anymore. We commit to what we eat and what we decided that we'd eat ahead of time.
Tip number 2 on how to be disciplined around weight loss is that you can create a cravings preparedness plan. As some of you might know, cravings are really quick and impulsive. They're very spontaneous. So you might have a reason to want to eat something in the spur of the moment, and it could be very quick. It could be for a lot of reasons, like feeling tired, feeling bored, wanting to reward yourself, feeling like you want to celebrate yourself. And these are very quick acting impulses that come up. So if you want to be prepared for those cravings, you have to make an action plan, almost like a contingency plan on what do you want to do when those cravings happen for you. So first you have to anticipate what are moments in the day where you notice that you want food more often. I know for me, a lot of the time it was in the afternoon. I'd feel really tired in the afternoon and I'd always want to eat for a pick-me-up. Like I'd always tell myself, oh, I need to have food for some energy. So if you can anticipate that in the afternoon, maybe you're going to be tired, instead of going to the refrigerator to get a snack, you can actually plan ahead of time on what you want to do to take care of your tiredness that does not involve food. So some things I did to help me when I was feeling tired is I would just take a nap. I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds so simple, but sometimes your body just literally needs to rest. And so I would just take a nap when I'm tired. I'd also maybe do some jumping jacks, and I'd also do some massaging on my head and my body, because that kind of helps to move your energy and have you more alert in the day. So plan ahead for all those times where you can anticipate that you might want to eat something even if you're not really hungry, especially at the end of the day where this is most of the time where a lot of people want to unwind and relax. How can you relax without food? How can you feel comfortable and enjoy yourself without food? And finally, my last tip on how to have self-discipline around your weight loss is to look at all your fails as a learning moment rather than taking it personally. You want to enjoy the process of learning. The more that you could accept that you're just learning a new skill and you're just practicing a new skill, and think about it more like you're a student learning a new skill rather than you're supposed to have it together, you're supposed to have known this already. When you could look at it more as curious and compassion and as if you're a student learning a new skill or learning in a new class, that could help you have some more compassion for yourself, so you're not so hard on yourself, you're not so self-critical, and you'll actually want to learn from your mistakes so you could attain what you learned and move that forward. You could use what you learned moving forward so that it could help you be successful in the future. So when you think about someone who's an elite athlete, like if you think about Serena Williams, who is a top tennis player, and if she were to lose a match, she doesn't just quit on tennis altogether. Like she doesn't just say,
oh, I lost and I'm just gonna stop playing my sport.
She gets help from her coach. She tries to find the solution. She's problem solving, and she's just trying to get better at her skills. And that's the same exact thing when it comes to learning the skill of following through on what you say you'll do. It's truly a skill that anyone can learn, and it really requires you to learn where things went wrong so you can know how to do it better next time. Another example I like to share is that I love rock climbing, and I used to have a membership at a rock climbing gym. And something that I noticed about rock climbers, which is so interesting, is that when a rock climber is climbing up the wall and they fall off, a lot of them don't just leave. A lot of them actually find it fun to figure out what went wrong when they did the climb. Like, why did they fall? Like, they actually treat it more like a game or a puzzle, and when they do that, it becomes so much more fun. In fact, they like seeing the challenge in that. Like, they ask each other for help, they kind of try to figure out and problem solve together. So rock climbing actually becomes fun. Even though you're falling a lot, it's really challenging, but they actually like the challenge of climbing up and seeing what went wrong. So you could do the same thing for your weight loss. Like if it's not so personal, if it doesn't mean that something's wrong with you, and you could kind of look at it in a much more light and playful way, it could help you just see that it doesn't have to be so serious. Like if you make a mistake, you could accept you're human and you could learn from it and maybe even have fun, like try to figure it out like it's a mystery, like a murder mystery kind of thing, or you're just trying to figure out like, okay, where did this go wrong and what can I do better next time, and just try to have some fun with it. All right, so those are my top 3 steps on how to be disciplined in your weight loss so you could be consistent in this year. You could make your health goals a reality for yourself by practicing these steps. However, I know this isn't easy for everybody. It's not easy to be self-sufficient all the time, and so I wanna offer you some support. If you're especially a woman entrepreneur who's driven, who knows that she wants to be in her healthiest self and run her business feeling like a badass, but for some reason, when you try to do it on your own, you just can't hit your weight loss goals. You keep eating the sugar, you keep having chocolate at the end of the day, and you just don't know why. This is where I invite you to have the support of a coach who's already done it. And this is exactly what I do to help women entrepreneurs in my Impulse Mastery program, which is only 3 months long, and it will help you get the accountability and support you need to help you get to being in this place where you no longer feel like sugar has power over you. You're able to be consistent with what you say you'll do, and you're able to like leave food on the table without guilt, like without feeling like the food is tempting you. You could really do that, and it's possible for everyone to build this skill. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, you could click to get on a call with me, an Impulse Mastery strategy session, by clicking the link in the description below. And I can't wait to help you see what's keeping you in the way and how to get to this place of impulse mastery. All right, everybody, so if you loved what was in this video and you love learning all those tips and tricks on how to be disciplined, I have way more videos about how to feel in control around sugar right now in my channel. You could see my next videos in the next screen, and I will see you guys next time.